Good morning, students. I am Pratima Bharadwaj. So today we will discuss about the food preservation and storage. So definition: it is defined as that science which is employed to prevent food spoilage and to store food for long time. So for proper storage, we must know the causes of food spoilage. Okay. So we will see first what is preservation. Preservation is a method or term used for the storage of food for the long time. Okay. So it is defined as a science which is employed to prevent. So this is a science which is employed to prevent food spoilage, means damage or spoilage of food, and to store food for long time. Okay. So under this we will study about the prevent food spoilage and storage of food for the long time. And so for proper storage we must know the causes of food spoilage. Okay. So to keep proper storage of food materials, we have to know about the causes of food spoilage. Okay. If we will know about the food spoilage, so we can prevent from the food spoilage, and we will able to keep store the in a proper way to food storage. Okay. Then so under this we will study about the methods of food preservation. Okay. So first we will see classification of food depending on the nature of spoilage. Okay. So we will see first about the spoilage. So food is classified into three categories depending on the nature of spoilage. Okay. There are three categories depending on the nature of spoilage. So first is perishable food, semi-perishable food, and a non-perishable food. Okay. So first is perishable food. It is that class of food which easily gets spoiled very soon. Okay. Under this, which food will include that food which easily gets spoiled. Okay. So that foods are included under the perishable food. Example: milk and milk products, meat and meat products, fruits and vegetables. Okay. The next is semi-perishable food. It is that class of food which can be stored for little longer, but storage conditions should be proper and favorable. Okay. Under semi-perishable food, which food will include? That foods which can be stored for little longer. Okay. For the little longer time, but not for many years or months. Okay. So but storage condition should be proper and favorable. Okay. We can keep that for little longer time, but in that condition also we have to follow the proper way of storage, and we should be proper and favorable method we have to apply for the storage of food. Okay. Then non-perishable food, they have long storage period of months to year. Okay. It means the food will not spoil earlier, so we can keep that for the longer time. So they have long storage period of month to year. Okay. So under the non-perishable food we can keep the food, or otherwise we can store the food for the longer time. It may be month or year. So example: cereals, pulses, nuts, sugar, oils, etc. And under the semi-perishable foods, examples are onion, garlic, potatoes, and eggs. Okay. Then causes of food spoilage. First is physical and chemical spoilage. So physical and chemical changes in food bring about change in appearance, texture, flavor. Air, heat, light, moisture, time and temperature, all these factors affect the food storage and brings about physical and chemical changes. Okay. So first is what? First cause is physical and chemical spoilage. So physical spoilage means damage of the food. Okay. Like potato, if we will cut the potato and in that condition we will say that we will keep this for the longer time, so will it be possible? No. Okay, so that will be physical damage. And chemical changes in food bring about change in appearance. Okay, so if chemical changes will be occur in that condition, the food changes of the appearance, texture, flavor. Okay, and because of air, heat, light, moisture, time, and temperature, these all factors affect the food storage. Okay, if we will any food, if we will keep in the sunlight for 2 hours or for many days, so what will be happen? The food will be spoiled or damaged. Okay, so for some food products, air will cause the damage, right? Heat will cause the damage. Okay, so air, heat, light, moisture, time, and temperature, all these factors affect the food storage and brings about physical and chemical changes. Okay, then example, color of food changes when kept for long time in fridge. Okay, example, color of food changes when kept for long time in fridge. Okay, we can keep any food product in fridge. Okay, but if we will keep that for the longer time, or month or year, 6 month, 1 year, so what will be happen? The food color may be change. Okay, then surface of non-acidic food become oxidized and becomes darkened on exposure to air for long time. Okay, surface of non-acidic food. Okay, non-acidic food means acid. Which are the acidic food? Citrus acid food, right? Where we will find vitamin C, like orange, mango. Okay, these are the acidic food. So surface of non-acidic food become oxidized. Okay, and becomes darkened on exposure to air for long time. If we will keep the non-acidic food, where if we will keep in the contact of air for the long time, so it will be changed, the surface of food will be oxidized and it will become darkened. Okay, then exposure of milk to sunlight directly leads to spoilage. Rancidity of fat is one of the example of undesirable oxidation. Okay, exposure of milk to sunlight directly. Okay, if we will keep the milk under the sunlight, so what will be happen? Directly leads to spoilage, it will be spoiled. And rancidity of fat is one of the example of undesirable oxidation. Okay, next is enzymatic spoilage. Enzymes are the organic catalyst produced within the living plant or animal cells. If not stored at proper temperature, enzymatic activity makes food more soft and spoil it. Okay, so what is enzymatic spoilage? Enzymes are the organic catalyst, we all know. Okay, that will produced within the living plant or animal cells also, right? Where we will found the enzyme? Anywhere means plant or animal both. Okay, so animals enzymes are the organic catalyst which produced within the living plant also or animal cells. If not stored at proper temperature, enzymatic activity makes food more soft and spoil it. Okay, what will be happen? If not stored at proper temperature, if we will not keep in a proper temperature, or we will not stored in a proper temperature, so what will be happen? That enzymatic activity will make food more soft and spoil that food. Okay, then next is microbial spoilage. Microbes grow at different temperature and brings about food spoilage. Most of the microbial growth is retarded at refrigeration temperature. Okay, so under the microbial spoilage, what will be happen? Definitely, by name it's clear. So, because of microbes, or otherwise we can say microorganisms, okay? So, because of microbes or growth of microbes at different temperature, right? Some microbes can live lower temperature also, some microbes can live higher temperature also, okay? Maximum in a high temperature microbes can be dead, okay? So because of growth of microbes at different temperature and brings about food spoilage, so because of microorganism food will spoil. Most of the microbial growth is retarded at refrigeration temperature, okay? What will be happen if we will keep in a where refrigeration temperature, so maybe microbial growth will retarded means reduced, okay? Then psychrophilic bacteria. So under the microbial spoilage, first is psychrophilic bacteria. These are those bacteria which causes food spoilage at refrigeration temperature, okay? So this bacteria will spoil the food under the refrigeration temperature also, okay? So which bacteria is that? Psychrophilic bacteria can destroy or spoil the food under the refrigeration temperature. The next is thermophilic bacteria. These are those bacteria which survive high of 60 to 80 degrees Celsius. Many bacteria produces spores which are heat resistant. When these spores get favorable condition, they germinate. Okay, what is happening here? Thermophilic bacteria. By name it's clear, thermo means temperature. So these are those bacteria which can survive in a high temperature also. How much high temperature? 60 to 80 degrees Celsius. This bacteria will can survive, okay? Then many bacteria produces spores which are heat resistant, okay? I have told you that some bacteria can survive in a high temperature also, okay? So many bacteria produces spores which are heat resistant. Heat resistant means for that bacteria high temperature also is not effective, okay? So in that condition that bacteria can produce spores in a high temperature also, okay? When these spores get favorable condition, they germinate. Means if the spore, if they will create spore in a favorable condition, means in a favorable temperature or in a bearable temperature, so in that condition they will germinate, means they will increase, okay? Then importance or need of food preservation. It provide variety of food stuff for preparing different dishes during of season, okay? If we will preserve the food, so may it happens some food available in summer, some foods available in winter season, okay, and some foods available in rainy season. But through the preservation we can use or we can eat all the foods in all seasons, okay? So just because of why? Because of preservation, okay? So we have to follow the proper method of preservation in the, if we will preserve the food, so any season of food we can eat in any season, okay? Then food can be stored for longer period in form of jams, squares, etc, okay? Be food can be, sorry, that is can, food can be stored for longer period in forms of jams, squares, etc. We all know about the jams, okay? Jams is what? That is also made by the fruits. So in that condition or in that form we can store the fruit also, okay, or food also. So it prevents wastage of food, okay? Then it ensures supply of food when food is not available, okay? If we will store the food, if we will preserve the food, so if food will be not available, in that condition we can supply that food for the use of for eating, okay? Then principles used for food preservation. So these are the principles. Delayed the delaying the growth of microorganism by removal of microorganism, by hindering the growth and the activity of microorganism using heat or radiation. Okay, delaying the growth of microorganism by removal of microorganism. Now I think it's clear. Then by hindering the growth and the activity of microorganism, if we will hinder or reduce or decrease growth and activity of microorganism by using heat or radiation. Okay, then delaying food decomposition by inactivating enzymes. Okay, what is happening here? Decomposition of food will be occur by the inactivating enzyme condition. If enzyme will inactivate, so in that condition food will decompose. Okay, then methods of preservation. Food preservation method can be mainly divided into two categories. First is bacteriostatic method and the second is bactericidal method. So what is bacteriostatic? Bacteriostatic means we cannot kill the bacteria, we can suppress the growth of bacteria or activity of the bacteria, okay, or microorganism. And bactericidal means we can kill the bacteria or microorganism. Okay, so see, what is bacteriostatic method? The method which delays the growth of microorganism. Okay, example, dehydration, pickling, salting and freezing, etc. Okay, so what is bacteriostatic? Bacteriostatic means we can suppress the growth of microorganism, okay, but we cannot properly kill the bacteria or microorganism. Okay, only we can suppress the growth and the activity of bacteria. Then bactericidal, those method in which microorganisms are destroyed or killed in foodstuff. Is it clear? I think it's clear, right? So what is bactericidal? In that method we can kill or destroy the microorganism from the food. Example, canning, cooking and sterilization. So I think it will be clear. So what we have studied? Food preservation. Okay, so hope you will read this, you will understand this, hope you will like it. Thank you.